What's up guys, JV2017 here, and today we're looking at a really cool map of Nuka World that Bethesda put on their site this morning. It gives us a ton of interesting locations from a pre-war version of the amusement park. And keep in mind that this is a pre-war map, so not every location will be a marked location in the DLC, and I'm sure some, if not all of these locations, will have different names. In this video, I'm going to take each location on the map and reference the same location in the Nuka World trailer that was released earlier this week. This will give us a great idea of what the park will feel like once the DLC comes out on August 30th. Also, I've left a link to the map in the description below if you guys want a high-res version for yourself. Check the description below. Let's start with the map intro description. Welcome to a place like no other, where refreshment and wonder collide to create an unforgettable vacation experience. With 6 unique sets of attractions to explore, Nuka World has fizzy fun for the whole family. The first area marked on the map is the Galactic Zone, and the description for the Galactic Zone is blast off from Starbase Nuka for thrills and space-age technology that are out of this world. Don't forget your blaster. Our first location is Nuka Galaxy, and fortunately we get a really great look at what this location is. It's essentially an indoor roller coaster because if we fast forward a little bit, we can tell we go through the inside. There's a broken Mr. Handy, and it's galaxy themed in the Galactic Zone. It just makes sense. Looking back at the map, you can also see that red rocket kind of poking out from the right of the giant warehouse where Nuka Galaxy is, and if we go back to the front of Nuka Galaxy, you can see the red rocket on the right side of the screen, so we know this is exactly where Nuka Galaxy is. Location 2 is Vault-Tec Beyond Earth, and it's that blue, really weird looking structure near the bottom of the screen, near the Galactic Zone font. And the only place we can find this in the trailer is this one short clip with the blue quantum power armor paint job. You can see it really big and blue, that strange structure in the top left corner. That is Vault-Tec Beyond Earth, and unfortunately that's all we know about the location. It's not in any other part of the trailer. Our next location is the Robco Battle Zone, and unfortunately we don't have any direct looks at this location, but we do kind of know where it is. It's to the right of this giant spire, we know that. We also have this little clip here, we don't know where it is, but you can see the sign in the background says star something, so I think this might be in either location since that would belong in the Galactic Zone. And then we have this clip we've already seen. This power armor guy would be walking towards the place that we're trying to find, the Robco Battle Zone. So unfortunately we don't know what it looks like, but we do know where it is. Our fourth location is the Starlight Interstellar Theater, and unfortunately we don't have any footage of that, but our power armor guy would also be walking in that general direction, so we do know where it is, we just don't have footage of it. Our last location in the Galactic Zone is Starport Nuka, and we've already seen that. That's that giant spire in the beginning of the trailer. You can see it in multiple parts, but this gives you the absolute best look. Our next location is Rock Gulch, and the description reads, "Mosey on into the Wild West for an authentic taste of American adventure in Rock Gulch. Yeehaw, cowboy!" Location 6 is the Wild West Stunt Show. And we know that's near the entrance to the zone, but we don't have any perspectives of it. Unfortunately, it would be to the left of this shot, but we don't have anything better to go on. However, we do have location 7 right here, Mad Mulligan's minecart coaster. Clearly, it's fallen over, but this is the coaster in Rock Gulch. Next, we can see both locations 8 and 9. We have Doc Phosphate Saloon and Rock Gulch Main Street. Both can be seen right here. So you can see the saloon on the left side of the screen, and of course the general store, the barber and dentist, all this other stuff is on Main Street. The 10th location and last one in this area is Old Sugar Top, which is kind of that oil derrick. I believe that's the term for it on the right, top right of the screen, and that's also the icon for this entire area. So that's it for Rock Gulch from this trailer. We didn't get a lot of angles, only about 2 or 3, but it does look like a really interesting area, and it looks plenty big compared to the rest if this map is to scale. Our next zone is Safari Adventure, and the description reads, "Exotic creatures of the wild await your visit. They'll put on quite a show, just don't forget to toss them a treat." First, we have Cappy's Treehouse, and the best view that we have of this location is this first view of the entire area. We can see it huge, that giant tree with the structure inside of it, and we believe that this area is dedicated to the Pack Raider gang. Not 100% sure, but that little flag does look like it has a pack symbol. That's really all we know about this treehouse. Next is the Reptile House, and we don't have an exact look at this place, but I'm sure this thing is going to be lurking outside of it. A lot of you have been calling this thing a Croc-a-Claw in the comments of my Nuka World videos. I think that's a pretty good name for it. I'm sure it's going to be that or something close to that, but here is one of the things we will find around this area. Next, we have a location called the Primate House, and I believe it's closest to this cage location. If you look at the map, it's a little bit to the east of that location, so it's near this guy with a stick or a board or some kind of spear. We don't have any other looks at it, but we do know it's near this area. Locations 14 and 15 are the Jungle Journey Theater off to the left side and the Welcome Center in the front. We don't really have shots of these, but we do know where they are on the map. And then location 16 is the Angry Anaconda, which, as you can tell, was in a work in progress. It wasn't finished yet, and we have a few shots of this in the trailer. First is the one we already saw with the treehouse. You can tell the anaconda is in the background. It's massive. And here we have it again from the opposite angle. From the very top of the park, here is the angry anaconda, the unfinished roller coaster. And so there it is. That is the final location in the Safari Adventure Zone. The next zone east of Safari Adventure is the World of Refreshment, and the description reads, see how your favorite Nuka-Cola products are produced and bottled in this fully functional plant. And as you can tell, there are no numbers or marked locations in this area, but we do see it several times in the trailer. We see the inside of the factory right here with the River of Quantum. We can also see a Nuka Lurk, which is a creature returning from Fallout 3 if you guys remember. It's kind of a Mirelurk infused with Quantum. Then here we can see the outside of the World of Refreshment. And I believe this next scene with these raiders is on the inside just because it looks like the inside of a factory and it comes right after that scene. I don't think that's too much of a leap considering the sequence and also the fact that we know this place is overrun by raiders. So this looks like an inside look at the factory, but this is all we see of the World of Refreshment. Below World of Refreshment is Kitty Kingdom, which by far has the most locations and looks to be the largest according to this map. So we're going to look at all these different locations right now. The first two are King Cola's Castle and Courthouse, and you can see this castle from across the place. I mean, there's a ton of different angles of this thing, but I think this is definitely one of the best ones. You can see it right here. Also, another one in the distance from outside of the park, it seems. You can see the castle from a distance. This is definitely a huge location and something that's going to be really fun to explore. Next, we have the carousel, which we see very briefly, and it's to the east of the entrance. You can see the giant Ferris wheel in the background. That's another location that we're about to look at. Location 20 is really weird because it's called Blast Off, and I found this location right here, but this totally looks like it's in Galactic Zone. In fact, it is. We see the spire and the giant globe right there. This is totally in the Galactic Zone. However, it's clearly marked on the map, so there must be multiple Blast Off locations. There's another one inside of Kitty Kingdom. Next, we have Candy Town Playground and Teacups. Clearly, you can tell to the right of the colorful ghouls are the spinning teacups. That's this location. And then Candy Town Playground is around these giant gingerbread houses. Here's another angle with the giant Ferris wheel in the background, which happens to be our 23rd location. Here's another really nice angle of the Ferris wheel, but you can really see this thing from a lot of places inside of the park. The 24th location is Nuka Racers, and we can tell from the track on the map, and this is clearly in Kitty Kingdom from these giant lollipops and ice cream cones, taking out these colorful ghouls. This is the Nuka Racer track, which sounds pretty cool. And finally, we have the last location in Kitty Kingdom in the funhouse. You can see the outside of it right here, and then the inside with these ghouls spinning in this giant room with a ton of doors. This looks like a complete death trap, so it'll be fun to try to survive in this place. The last zone on the map is Nuketown USA, and the description reads, the good old days are alive and well on the friendly streets of Nuketown USA. Come say hello, neighbor. And this appears to be the hub zone of the entire place. We get a lot of really cool angles of this area, so let's go ahead and look at those. Location 26 is the Nuka-Cade, and we can see it in two different angles in Nuketown USA right here, and then off to the left you can see it's pretty much in the center where the bottle and Cappy are. Then we have a ton of shots of these little games going on. They look like they're in an inside location to me, so I have to assume that this is inside of the Nuka-Cade, which is pretty cool. We can also expect to redeem our tickets inside of here, I'm sure, in some form or fashion, but I also really hope to see these kind of games outside of this location. I hope they're just not all in the one arcade. Next is the Brad Burton Amphitheater, and we don't really get a good look at this. However, I wanted to share this beginning clip that you guys have seen many times. This is absolutely the front of the park. You can see the giant spire and Galactic Zone in the distance, and the amphitheater would be off the screen to the left if we could see it. Location 28 is the Cola Cars bumper car ride, and we can tell this is clearly where the bumper cars are, so this is where this is. Also, we have this giant suit of power armor that's connected to the top of the ceiling, just like the bumper cars. Not really sure what's going on there. I said this was an arena before because we could hear some cheering. Maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong, but this is where the bumper cars are. Next is the Parlor Dinner Theater, which if you pause in the same location exactly where we were before, where Bottle and Cappy are, you can see off to the right the PARL something, so I have to assume this is the parlor, and also we see these operators banners outside, so this place is run by the operators. I think it's also safe to assume that since we have the banner in the background that has the operator symbol and the microphone, that these two people are inside this Parlor Dinner Theater, so clearly this place is run by operators. They wear suits, and this is where these people are. And finally, our last two locations, 30 and 31, are Fizz Top Grill and Fizz Top Mountain. As I pointed out before, to the right of this raider, we have a Disciples banner, so we can kind of assume that the grill or somewhere in this area is run by the Disciples, and that's kind of what's going on in this area. We also have this raider out front. Perhaps he's a disciple guarding the area. We really don't know right now. This is definitely the tallest structure in the park, and you can see it from absolutely everywhere, and this is in the main hub area, so we're going to be seeing a lot of Fizz Top Mountain. Anyways, guys, that was all 31 locations on Bethesda's pre-war Nuka World map and connected to the trailer. So there were definitely some things in the trailer that weren't, shown off in this video right here because I couldn't connect them to specific locations. For example, the crickets, the mysterious man who throws a smoke bomb down. Not sure where those things are. Maybe in Dry Rock Gulch? Not 100% sure, but in the comments below, you guys can tell me that, along with which zone are you most excited to explore. For me, Kitty Kingdom seems to be the largest. That's the one I really want to explore, but all of them are really cool, and I can't wait to get my hands on the DLC. Alright guys, today we looked at the Nuka World map for the upcoming DLC. Next time we will cover more Fallout on my channel, so stay tuned for Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new or enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button, I would really appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe for more Nuka World coverage, Bethesda.net mods, and general tips and tricks videos. Talk to you guys next time. Peace!